Meet us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. Hey guys, this is Phil from UnderCage.com, and this is BLU Vivo Air. BLU is an American company based in California, but most of the devices that they sell, mostly online from Amazon.com or their online store, is from China. That said, it's mostly the Chinese OEM, so it's not exactly their originals that they bring to the stage side, but still they do some modifications. They change the user interface, they change the design and the logos, but mostly they're the OEM, so don't exactly expect a whole lot of bunch from their products, but hey, they're budget products. Now this guy, ranging only at 5mm of thickness, is selling for $199.99 from Amazon.com or their official store, so this is probably the cheapest phone at the slimmest profile that you'll find online. So it's called Vivo Air. There's a series, Vivo series and the Studio series. There's much more, but I can't remember them all. 4.8 inches of a 720p AMOLED display. It's not exactly the best screen with the best PPI, high resolution, but you can't expect much from the budget devices. It's got an octa-core 1.7 GHz of MediaTek processor. It's a Cortex A7, so it's not the fastest, but it should get its job done. It's got an octa-core. And it's called a 4G, but it's not exactly the LTE, it's HSPA+. It's just all the marketing gimmicks, you know, it's basically 3G. Gigabyte of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, and a 5mm of design, thickness, and a 4.4 KitKat. They were updating the Lollipops offer to this guy in early June, so expect that to enhance some of the performances of this gorgeous product. So opening up the box, we have the phone, and it's really thin. We'll get to that very soon. Beneath the packaging is a very, very cheap looking a plastic silicone case, but it's a freebie, so I guess we can complain about that. Another freebie that I really liked was a screen protector. I'm pretty sure that every manufacturer should include one of these to their products, but unfortunately they don't. Most of the times we end up waiting for the screen protector to come out because at the first launch they don't come up with the screen protector even on the aftermarket. And it has a user manual that's in full color. That's hard to see these days. Most of the manufacturers nowadays, to conserve the earth and paper and trees that papers are made of, they don't print those manuals, or even if they do, they're really, really thin with the simple quick start guide that are printed in black and white. So that's another part that I like. Not that I'm gonna read it. There's a micro USB cable, another cheap looking stuff included here, and earphones. They look okay. They look okay with the flat cables, but we'll have to see if that exactly sounds okay as well. It looks like another cheap earphones, but at least they look fine. And another thing included is a charger. Of course, this is a one-port USB charger, and looks like any other charger from an LG or an HTC. It's got a 3 volts, 1 amp of the output. So that's pretty much the standard for this price range, and a neat SIM card removal tool in this plastic bag, and a dose of silica gel. All right, so that being said, now only thing left is a phone covered in this plastic bag, and beneath that is that super slim Vivo Air. So Vivo Air has a protective plastic, and at the back as well. What you'll feel from the first glance is that it's amazingly thin. It's really thin. Apparently, starting from the 2006 or 5, Motorola started all this thickness competition, and now it seems like those Chinese manufacturers are following up to the trend. Now there's it started off with the 8mm or 7mm, and now it's ranging up to insane 4.35mm, and now this is ranging at 5mm, and it's amazingly thick. Before we get to that, the basics. The receiver, 5-megapixel camera for your selfies, and 4.8 inches of a HD display, the 720p. Menu home in the back, that's a very, very classic layout. Even for the Android KitKat, most of the manufacturer has adopted the multitasking key instead of a menu key, but BLU, and along with a lot of Chinese manufacturers, are still retaining that menu key. Some of you might welcome that, some of us might not. And on the right, we have nothing but that SIM card tray, and a little line here, probably for the signal reception for the antenna, and the volume rocker power key, and the micro USB port, microphone, and the earphone jack. Note that my earphone jack is usually 3.5 millimeters, and probably sure that this guy is too. And look how thicker this whole unit is. It's only 1.5 millimeters thicker than the earphone jack was 3.5 millimeters and 5 millimeters. So I guess the subtraction gives us 1.5. 8 megapixel camera, LED flash. BLU is not exactly known for the good camera. Just like other Chinese manufacturers, so don't probably expect too much. Front and back are covered with glass, along with the BLU logo and the speaker grill there. This does remind me of some of the design inspirations that we've seen from other manufacturers. Some of the lines we've seen from a lot of different products. Those metal lines with the antenna receptions are seen on other products, but what I can assume right now is the Sony Xperia. With camera and LED flash and where all the logos are located at with the glass glossy back, we definitely believe that there is some kind of resemblance over here. But of course, not all the squarish things are the same, so BLU does have its own taste and is amazingly thin. All right, so let's wait up till it boosts up. They actually had made a line for their company's name. It's called Bold Like Us. We're not sure, but they do make a quality product for their price range. So, all right, give it a few seconds. It gives up with the BLU launch screen. It's got a MediaTek processor with a gigabyte of RAM, so it's not exactly the fastest phone in the world. But as again, this is only $199.99. So we're gonna skip the Wi-Fi setups, and we'll be greeted by the home screen very soon. There we go. So this is a pretty standard launcher. It doesn't have the menu key, the app drawer key to see all your apps, but it has all the apps on the home screen. It's just like the iPhone, and we've seen plenty of these layouts on the Chinese manufacturers, and those settings with the battery and this little rocket over here is well seen on the other manufacturers, along with the quick settings and all settings divided into two. And as we said, it comes with Android 4.4.2 KitKat, Lollipop update coming soon, so we should get that. But we'll have to take a review before that, so unfortunately, you'll be seeing a review based on the Android KitKat. So that was BLU Vivo Air. At a first glance, it seems like an amazing phone for that price range. We'll have to see how it performs in the real life, especially with its 2100 milliamps of battery. It's A7, so it should be lasting enough, but we're not entirely sure. So we'll see. That was BLU Vivo Air.